So while these classes are really good for you to do in the privacy of your own home and whenever you have time to fit them in, it also means that I'm not there in person to help give you any hands-on adjustments, how to help you get in and out of a pose safely, how to give you any little alignment cues, or just, any general thing like that. I'm kind of just trying to squeeze it into when So while these classes are really good for you to do in the privacy of your own home and whenever you have time to do them, it also means that I can't be there to give you any hands-on adjustments, any cues on how to enter and exit a pose safely, or any little alignment tips that I can give you to really, make the pose a little bit better for you. So I thought, as well as the 30-minute classes, I would also offer a little focus on series where each week I will choose a particular pose and we can go through it together. I can show you how to get into it, how to come out of it, any little alignment cues that I can give that's going to help you really get all the benefits out of this pose, as well as any modifications that you might want to take. This particular pose is really, really good hip opener, but it can be a bit of a pain on the joints if you don't know how to do it properly. So this particular one is called Malasana, or yogi squat. It feels really, really good, but it feels even better if you know how to do it properly and you know how to modify it to benefit your own body. So to come into it, for now we're going to come into it from a standing position. So you want to have your feet about hip width apart. We're just going to sink our hips down towards the ground. So if you can do this pose, that's all we're going to do for now. And then once we're down, so you just want to bring your feet out to about a 45-degree angle. Just shift around a little bit until you find a spot that's comfortable for you. And you want to have your knees tracking out over your toes. So you don't want to be sitting in like this or, sort of off to one side or the other. So once you've found your stability, you want to ground down through your feet as well. So you don't want to be rolling your ankles forward or back or putting too much pressure on the balls of your feet or the heels of your feet, because you're not going to be very stable and it's going to put pressure on parts of your body that it doesn't need to go to. So usually I find when I'm doing this pose right and I'm grounding down through my feet correctly, all the little muscles in my ankles really switch on and start working. So if you can come into this pose like this, great. This is all you need to do. Just bring the elbows to the insides of your knees, hands to heart center, lengthen through the spine and out through the crown of the head. And this is all we have to do. If you find that you can bring your heels down to the ground, but your hips are sitting up quite high, just grab a block. There's 3 different sides to a block. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Just choose the height that's best for you. Pop that underneath your hips. And again, just bring the elbows to the insides of the knee, hands to heart center, and lengthen through the spine. You're still going to get all the same really great benefits of this pose if you weren't using the block, but you're not going to put any stress on your joints. This pose is really, really good for opening up through the hips, decompressing the lower back, opening up your groin, and also lengthening and strengthening the calf muscles, ankles, and Achilles tendon. That's one modification there. Now, if you can bring your hips down to the ground, but you find that your heels are sitting up in the air like this, it can be pretty tiring and really intense. So what I would recommend is either taking a rolled up towel or just rolling up the end of your mat. And just pop that down underneath your heels. And instead of trying to force your heels down to the ground, you're just going to bring the ground up to you. So again, just shift around a little bit, find what's going to be good for you, and lengthen through the spine. Another variation of this pose that you can take is a more yin style or restorative pose, where instead of lengthening out through the spine, you would just sort of roll forward. You might bring a pillow or bolster or a block or something just to rest on, or just bring your hands down to the ground, rounding through the shoulders and just resting.
that is our yogi squat.